Hello. So last time we learned the importance of Docker Compose and sample. In this demo, we are going to look the benefit of Docker Compose and how easy it makes our life with a Docker Compose. And once it has been pushed and any other developer will use this file, they will have the similar environment as it is configured in my system. So it wouldn't be challenge for another developer or another engineer to work and bring up the similar environment. So I'll show you the my Docker Compose file for this application. In here, first I'm bringing up the Docker Flask, and it is referring to the app. So what it is doing, since it is a two-tier application, first we have a Flask app. We are going to build the image. During the build image, we have Python base image on which we are going to copy the script, do the installation of the packages which has been listed in the requirements, and I'll just show you the requirements file. These are the app which will get installed while building the image. So once this is done, it will expose this particular port 5789 because our application is using port number 5789. And once this is done, this application will be dependent upon the MySQL database, and this MySQL database will use image MySQL 5. It will expose 3306, and these are the environment variables which we have specified, and this is a volume mount which we have listed, and this is a health check. What it does, it will check whether the database has been up or not. If it is not up, it will retry. So it will perform the three times retry, and afterwards, once this is done, since it was dependent, it will go ahead and start our application after the start of my database. So anytime developer will try to start, they will never face a problem. To start with this one, first we need to install Docker Compose. And to bring up the environment, I just need to write Docker Compose up. So what it does, now it will bring up this particular MySQL. Once this is pulled, it will pull the Flask image, the one which I have specified in here. First it will have a Python, and then it will do the installation. So in here we can see there has been a refuse in connection. The reason being, we got the refuse in connection because when the database came up, it does takes time to spin up the database, and the parallel Flask application came up, and it was trying to access the database which was getting filled. So it tried a couple of times, and when database came up successfully, it reconnected the database. So in this way, we have Docker Compose file written, and each time we'll write Docker Compose up, we'll have the same environment up and running. So just to ensure, I'll show you Docker Compose create separate environment, separate network isolation. If I do this Docker Compose for another application, it will bring up another network. So in here we can do the Docker inspect, Docker network inspect for this one, and we can see this is the IP address which has been delegated. So if I have to access this application from my virtual machine, I have to use this IP. So let's do it. So we'll do 172.19.0.3, and it is going to be 5789 port. So this is what we can see. We can access in separate environment right now. So in here, I'll try to access my to-do app. This is my to-do app. I can create my to-do list. Purchase. So this is our entry. We can change to purchase more. I can do the editing, and I can add another entry. Sell cars. So this is my to-do app in here. So if I want to access from my system, the IP is of my system is 192.168.52.131. This is my to-do app which we have just created. Sell cars, and in here we can see we are accessing the container 841. So our docker ps-a, and it is 841. So likewise, once this is done, it is very easy to shut down the containers and clean up the environment. Just we have to run docker compose. And before we shut down, I'll show you one command. Like from this docker compose, we can see this one, the health and the docker. Likewise, we can do the docker logs. And if I want to shut down, docker down, so it will clean up the containers and it will take away the network as well. Docker ps-a, and there's no container right now, but we do have the images. So even volume is not cleaned up but removed, because next time we spin up, it will use the same database. So let's do the bring up the MySQL, and our last entry was sell cars. This was our last entry. So we'll bring up this app. Now this app is up. Now if I go to my to-do list, I just need to confirm the IPs. This time docker ps-a, docker inspect e58. This time it is 20.3. That's why it was giving me an error. So this is 20.3. So sell cars. If I access from my system in here, this time it's a new container, and I have to-do app. We can see over here to-do app, and I can update purchase Momo. So in this way we can have the application up and running, and in here if we check in my VM, it will be having the same So that's it. This is how easy to bring up the environment and break down the environment, shut down the environment with Docker Compose. And you need not to follow the exact procedure, just one command, and it will bring up entire environment if it is properly configured. Thank you.